Welcome to the all-knowing Grim, a descent into madness wrapped in the guise of dark humor. Here, laughter echoes through the void, twisted and frayed at the edges, as Grim unveils tales of the macabre, the absurd, and the downright unsettling. No shadow is too deep, no subject too untouchable. From the horrors of the human psyche to the grotesqueries of the real world, nothing is safe. Not even you. Each episode, ranging from a fleeting minute to a lingering 5, will drag you further into the abyss, where satire bites and reality rots. This is not just a show, it's an omen. And once you've entered Grimm's domain, there's no guarantee you will leave unscathed. Sit back, watch, laugh, if you dare. It was the late 1990s in a town so small it didn't even bother with a name on most maps. Population, 100, give or take the ones who just stopped showing up one day. The kind of town where folks kept to themselves and looked the other way if someone disappeared, because deep down, they all knew. At the edge of this nowhere place was a train station, just a rusting platform, a lonely bench, and a clock that hadn't ticked in decades. No one used it. No one wanted to. But like clockwork, every other Monday at exactly 3:45 a.m., a train would pass through. Never stopping. Never slowing down. The thing was, no one ever saw the train arrive. You just heard it, a shrieking wail that shattered sleep and seemed to echo from inside your bones. Black as coal smoke and longer than any train had a right to be. It would blur past the station in seconds. And then it was gone. Some said the train didn't run on tracks. Some said it wasn't even a train at all. But worse than the train was the house. It sat hunched on a hill just beyond the treeline, an ancient, slouching corpse of wood and rot. Even from a distance, something about it felt off. It leaned just slightly in the wrong direction, as if it were always listening. There were no birds near it. No crickets. Just silence and shadows. No one in town ever spoke about it. If you asked, they'd look through you, like you hadn't said anything at all. Children were told it would swallow them whole if they even looked at it too long. But one Monday night, early October, 1997, a teenager named Darren Buckley got drunk on borrowed whiskey and teenage bravado. He told his friends he was going to the house, going to prove it was all just stories. He even brought his camcorder. At 3:30 a.m., Darren left his truck near the station and started up the hill. He never came back. Search parties didn't search. Police reports weren't filed. And the kids he'd bragged to? They left town within the week. Never came back either. But 3 weeks later, one of the town's only mechanics, Harold Moore, was walking past the train station when he found a VHS tape wedged between two broken boards on the bench. It was wrapped in black twine, damp and warm to the touch. He never told anyone he found it. Just took it home and popped it in. The footage was shaky, night vision green. Darren laughing, slurring, daring the shadows to show themselves. He reached the house. The front door stood open like a mouth. Inside, mold crawled like veins across the walls. Mirrors covered every surface, warped and spotted. Darren's reflection was wrong, a beat behind, movements distorted, as if it were trying to catch up. He laughed. Called out. Mocked. Then the sound changed. Low at first. Like a distant whistle. But it grew, sharper. Closer. Not from the train station below, but from inside the house. Darren turned. And the mirrors all began to vibrate. The footage jittered, static ripping across the screen. A shriek, not human, not machine, tore through the audio. The last frame was Darren's reflection turning toward the camera, smiling, even as the real Darren screamed. Then black. Harold Moore disappeared that night. So did the tape. But the train still comes. 3:45 a.m. Every other Monday. And if you stand close enough to the tracks, they say you can see faces pressed against the windows, eyes wide, mouths open, pounding silently as if begging to be let off. Faces you might even recognize if you lived in that town long enough. And on some nights, if the fog is low and the air too still, people say they can hear the sound of laughter coming from the house on the hill. Laughter that doesn't echo. Laughter that doesn't end. Laughter that sounds just like Darren Buckley. Thanks for watching, but are you sure you were alone? Subscribe, if you dare, and share with your friends, wherever they may be lurking, in the shadows, or beneath the floorboards.